Hey, welcome to another episode of Mike's Collection. I'm Mike, and the part of my collection I'm going to be talking about today is just all my new stuff. It's been maybe a little over a week since I posted a video, and I haven't got a ton of stuff. I've actually got some more stuff coming in the mail. I was kind of hoping that stuff would arrive before I did my next video. It might be coming tomorrow, maybe the next day. Anyway, just because it had been a week, I wanted to get something up. And originally it wasn't going to be just one of these general, here's my new stuff videos. I wanted to do kind of like a full review of one of the G.I. Joe convention sets, one of the like longer in-depth videos that I was doing a little while ago. So that was my plan for tonight, but I'm Canadian. It's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. I really don't care. I'm not much of a hockey fan, but my brother and my dad, they are. And my brother called and asked me if I wanted to get together and watch Game 7. Somebody's going to win the Stanley Cup tonight. So I thought, yeah, sure. So I got to hurry this along. So I thought, well, I'm not going to get a chance to post anything tomorrow, and then I'm into the weekend. So just to get something up, I thought I would quickly do this video and show you the new stuff I got this past week. So this will probably be my shortest video, maybe since the very first episode. I'm thinking I might clock in at like 15, maybe 20 minutes. So yeah, let's just jump in. I'll show you all the new stuff I got. So here we go. Okay, so the first new toys I got since my last video were some pop figurines. Now, in my last video, I showed you that I got this Jaws, like the actual shark, pop. And so a couple days afterwards, I got Brody, Quint, and Hooper. So the three main human characters from the movie. So, yeah. Get this out of there. So yeah, all these guys look pretty great. I'm pretty excited to have gotten all of them. And so as you can see there, I pretty much have the whole set, other than the Jaws with the diving tank, but I didn't really feel I need that one. So yeah, let's pop all these guys open and take a look at them. Okay, so here's Chief Brody. And he's pretty great. I love the little cigarette dangling out of his mouth there. The glasses look great. And then he's got his chum bucket and scoop there. So this would be right around that famous scene when he's chumming the waters and the shark pops out the back and he says we're going to need a bigger boat. So yeah, looks great. And just for comparison purposes, here's the other Chief Brody figure that I have. This was a reaction figure released a few years ago. And as you can see, they basically kept the same outfit. And yeah, they look pretty good. So next up is Hooper. So this is the character that was played by Richard Dreyfuss. And again, I love the look of this figure. It's instantly recognizable as Hooper to any Jaws fan. And this looks like the outfit he was wearing when he kind of first showed up at the docks. And let's compare him to his reaction figure. So again, the outfits are pretty much spot on. Same shoes, same jacket. The one major difference here is that this one's got the toque on, but this one is toothless. And yeah, both great figures. And lastly, we have Quint. So you see Quint here. He's got his spear gun, big old sideburns, army jacket, ball cap. Looks great. Again, it's immediately recognizable as Quint. And you can see here that the outfit is pretty much exact to the reaction figure. Pants are a different shade. I'm not sure which one is more accurate. This reaction figure also had his spear gun there too. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to add all these characters to the collection. So here's the next figure I want to show you. Now, last weekend I went on a bit of a road trip to my buddy's cottage, which is about 2 hours out of the city. And we stopped at a little dollar shop pretty close to the cottage. And yeah, I found this figure there. He was $4. You'll see it is clearly an action figure as it is labeled as such. And yeah, I just thought he was kind of fun. And yeah, so I pissed away $4 on this guy. And so this here, Earth Warrior. This guy's particular name is Assassin. It says to collect them all. And it's actually got some pretty cool artwork on the back. So there's a cool shot of Assassin, and these are all the other guys. And I think they had all of them there. And I was actually tempted to at least get 2 of them. But I figured, you know what? I don't think they're flying off the shelves. Next time I'm up at the cottage, I'll grab another one. Or if I open this guy up and I really love him, I'll just tell my buddy to go into the shop next time he's up there, because he's at his cottage pretty much every weekend. So I got to admit, I wanted to really open this guy up right away as soon as I bought him. But I thought, well, no, I'm going to save him for the video so I can show off the packaging, and I'll open him up right now. So let's take a look at Assassin. Alright, so this is Assassin out of the package. And yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty much exactly what I expected. I was a little worried he might fall apart as soon as I opened him up, but he actually seems pretty sturdy for a dollar store toy. And yeah, he's just kind of cool. Like, got the chainsaw or spiral blade there. Yeah, and clearly these things are like knockoffs of Lego's Bionicles, which were pretty neat as well. And I used to actually have quite a few of those, but I've since got rid of them all. One of the very few toys that I actually get rid of. And so yeah, this guy's kind of a fun throwback, and if you were a Bionicle fan but maybe couldn't afford to shell out those Lego dollars, this would be kind of a pretty neat alternative. Looks like you can kind of take them apart, and you could exchange the parts between the other guys if you decided to collect them all. So yeah, kind of a fun little dollar store find. So I'm filming this segment on a Wednesday. So as I typically try to do on Wednesdays, I went to the comic book shop to grab my new comic books. And I was surprised to find that they had the new X-Men wave of Marvel Legends. So I picked up Gambit here. Now, he's not a favorite character of mine necessarily. To be honest, I'm not a huge X-Men fan in general. Like I like all the X-Men characters. I just have never really collected the book. My brother did when we were growing up. So I'm pretty well versed in like 80s, 90s X-Men. But I really haven't followed it at all for the past like 20 years or so. So, yeah, there's Gambit. Let's take a look at him outside the packaging. So here is Gambit outside of the packaging. So, see here, it's got a pretty nice sculpt. This is clearly Gambit. Very recognizable. Got that kind of wild hair and odd little headpiece, whatever this is all about. I've got his long trench coat and his like pink, black, blue costume. So very classic Gambit. I don't know how many times he's changed his costume over the years, but this is the outfit I imagine when I think of Gambit. It's pretty much what he's been wearing since his first appearance. And for accessories, you'll see here he's got his bow staff, which he always has. And then this here is a playing card charged with kinetic energy, which is kind of his mutant power. And he throws these playing cards, so it fits in nicely between those 2 fingers. So that's pretty cool. And he also does come with an alternate hand, which looks like he's throwing 3 kinetic playing cards. So that's kind of cool too. And yeah, so it's a nice looking Gambit figure. I don't love this guy. I've always found he's been kind of greasy, and this figure looks pretty greasy. You'll see he's got that like barely painted on facial hair. And the jacket here, it looks good on him. It's the same jacket that we saw on Multiple Man, and I think it's come on a couple other figures too. Otherwise, I'm assuming the body is probably mostly new parts. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. I think if you were a big Gambit fan, you would be pretty stoked on this figure. So yeah, I'm glad I picked him up. So from the same wave of X-Men figures, this here is Beast. And this is the only figure that I knew I was going to buy from this set, because Beast is one of my favorite X-Men characters. And yeah, he looks pretty great. I've seen a few reviews of him online already, and I agree with most people. I kind of wish he had maybe a closed mouth, like alternate head. But if that's the only gripe, that makes for a pretty great figure. He looks like a good, bulky, sizable figure. As you can see, he comes with Caliban's head. Gambit didn't come with any Build-A-Figure pieces. Unfortunately, I don't plan on finishing this wave, so I'm probably not going to get to build Caliban, which is a shame because this is kind of a cool looking figure there. But anyway, let's pop Beast open and take a look at him. So here is Beast outside of the packaging. And I was having a little trouble getting him to stand just because he's got that extra toe articulation, which we don't see a whole lot these days. And his legs are a little different. But it's good that they give him a good range of motion because Beast is kind of an acrobatic character, so you want to be able to put him in lots of dynamic poses. But that might make it a little difficult to give him just a normal, straight stance, which I'm kind of finding here. But anyway, the sculpt is great. So it's I might have preferred closed mouth, but it's not a bad look for him by any means. I don't know if I even really would have thought of it that much if I hadn't seen so many other people complaining about it. But yeah, good range of motion on the arms there. And it's good that, so these are called like butterfly joints, and sometimes you'll see them on the front of the figure, which he does have, but it's not as noticeable as on the back, which is good because you don't like it when those big joints are on the front of your figure there, so they're kind of well hidden there. And yeah, on the front they don't really stand out. So yeah, he looks great. He's got a couple of alternate hands. So this is actually kind of a surprise. I thought when I opened him up, I thought he had 2 closed hands and 2 open hands, so you could display him with, 2 of each. But this hand, which is already open, and then the alternate hand is a totally flat palm. And this hand here, which is already kind of closed, like a gripping hand, it has a fist. So you can't give him 2 fists or 2 gripping hands or whatever. But anyway, yeah, he's a nice looking figure. Paint job is really dynamic. And yeah, so there's Beast. I forgot to mention, here's the Caliban head that came with Beast. And looks pretty cool. I bet Caliban would be a pretty cool figure if I were to complete him. And the last figure I got from the X-Men wave is Skullbuster. Now this guy here is one of the Reavers, which was like a group of mutant hunting cyborgs. Again, I don't really know what these guys have been up to in the comic books for the last 20 to 30 years, but I do remember when they first showed up. And this guy here, it's kind of neat. They all kind of had these robotic bodies, and so the fact that they gave an extra head that you can put on this body, and it kind of gives you a totally different Reaver character, which is yeah, kind of a neat add-on, because I doubt they're going to get around to making the whole group of them, because there was a whole bunch. They were featured in the Logan movie, if you recall. So yeah, here's Skullbuster. I wasn't sure if I'd get him. He looked pretty cool when I saw pictures of him online, but again, he's not a character that I have a whole lot of particular fondness or even knowledge of. But once I saw him in store, I just thought, yeah, this guy's pretty damn cool looking, so I thought I should grab him. So let's see how cool he is outside of the packaging. Alright, so here is Skullbuster. And yeah, he looks pretty awesome. Like, I love that that makeup on the face there. Just looks very cool. And the body looks great. I love these steel appendages with those, like, I don't know, coiled striped lines through them. It's kind of a classic Marvel move to draw metal limbs with those lines across them. That's the way I always used to draw my metal guys when I was mimicking Marvel Comics back when I was drawing comic books as a kid. And you can see there that his legs and his arm are borrowed from this Deathlock figure, which makes sense because this guy's another killer cyborg. So yeah, it doesn't look like they changed a thing about the legs or the arm. So I'm not sure. The torso is probably reused too, if I had to guess. But the jacket must be new. The head is brand new. And this arm, I don't know. It might even be the same arm here, just yeah, I think it probably is the same arm as well, just painted differently. So yeah, I think this is a pretty cool figure. I don't know if I need all the Reavers, but like I said, you do have the option to turn this guy into a different Reaver character, and this guy's name is escaping me at the moment. But there you see him there. Makes for a pretty coherent look. So I'm sure there's people out there that will buy 2 of this guy just so they can display him with both heads. And lastly, he came with the Caliban arm, which sadly is just going to end up in my spare parts bin unless I really just cave and end up buying the rest of the figures in this line. But there you go. So there is Skullbuster. So yeah, that's my new stuff for this week. Thanks a lot for watching. I can't remember if I mentioned this in my last video or not, but I just passed 100 subscribers, and I think I just passed like 7,000 views on my group of videos, which I'm up to, what is this, episode 35 or so, so that seems pretty good. I don't know. And yeah, I've been getting lots of comments and stuff, so even if some of them are a little snarky, that's okay. I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate you commenting and subscribing and liking the videos. So yeah, please do all that stuff below, and hopefully I'll be back in a couple of days with a little bit more in-depth video. So see you next time. Thanks.